This is the real me. This is my true self. Today I'm gonna talk about my spiritual journey. क्योंकि ये तो मेरे जिंदगी के स्क्रिप्ट के बारे में ना, इसका मैं क्या ही स्क्रिप्ट लिखूं. I'm completely at peace with myself. I enjoy my company very much. My wife had some health issues. She has a kidney related disorder called nephrotic syndrome. She had a brain tumor, which was one of the rarest of rare forms of brain tumor, a very complex one. One thing happened, we went learned Reiki. Another thing happened, we went learned Angelic Healing. Another thing happened, we learned psychic mediumship. Now, what is my purpose? Is to help you 100x your life using the principles of spirituality to succeed. Hello, girls and boys. क्या हाल चाल? This is the real me. This is my true self. This is how I wanted to present myself today to you. Why? Because आज मैं एक ऐसे टॉपिक के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ which is very very close to my heart. और ये क्वेश्चन मुझे बहुत सारे लोग पूछते हैं. So I thought why not make a YouTube video out of it so that I can address everybody. And then we can get to know each other a little bit more closely. So today I'm going to talk about my spiritual journey. How it all started, what I've done, where I am today, what are my thoughts for the future, all of that stuff, right? And today I go deep into the core of my being. And I thought, what better way to represent that than as my true identity? So this is going to be a slightly lengthy video. It's great if you can watch till the end. But if you think you don't have 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to watch this, you have something better to do, then go to the index, pick up the question that you most resonate with, वो देख लो. Typically videos में मैं research करता हूँ, थोड़ा बहुत script बनाता हूँ, कुछ outlines होते हैं मेरे पास जिसके बारे में मुझे बात करनी है. ये वीडियो ऑब्वियसली 100% अनस्क्रिप्टेड है. क्यों? क्योंकि ये तो मेरे जिंदगी के स्क्रिप्ट के बारे में ना, इसका मैं क्या ही स्क्रिप्ट लिखूं. आई एम नॉट द वन हु इज राइटिंग द स्क्रिप्ट. द स्क्रिप्ट इज बीइंग रिटन समवेयर. आई एम ओनली द वन हु इज लिविंग द स्क्रिप्ट. एंड आई एम द वन हु इज अलाइनिंग माई सेल्फ with the creator, with the almighty, with the God, with the universe, whatever you call it, to allow things to happen in my life. That's all I'm doing. So how did you start your spiritual journey? Well, now that I look back and think, I have always been a spiritual person. Only that I didn't know about it in the start, right? So you might think of me as somebody who is very flamboyant, somebody who's very out there because he's doing this YouTube thingy, a lot of webinars, conferences, very out there, very extravagant, very, very vocal person, very extrovert person. That's one part of me. But the other part of me is that if you leave me in a room and no human talks to me for 2, 3, 4 days, I'm completely at peace with myself. I enjoy my company very much. And I'm completely happy being alone, right? As long as I have some books to read, maybe just even a diary and a pen to write something. I've always been a thinker. Always been somebody who I can get lost in my dreamy la-la land, think about some things, not worry, but think, process some things. I've always been like that. Right, so after a couple of years of marriage, my wife had some health issues. She has a kidney-related disorder called nephrotic syndrome. It's an issue where the kidneys are not working optimally and she loses protein. And the known treatment for that worldwide is the use of steroids. Now, if you know what steroids are, long-term use of steroid has their own issues on the body. It starts taking a toll on the body, but that's the only known treatment. And then along the way, she had a brain tumor, which was one of the rarest of rare forms of brain tumor, a very complex one. So she had multiple surgeries. And every time something like this would happen, both me and my wife Manpreet, we would go deeper. Of course, for a day or two, we would cry, what the heck, what is going on, why us, all of that would happen. And then we would go deeper and think, what else needs to be healed, what else needs to be fixed. Go deeper and go deeper. Keep peeling the onion, keep learning something. One thing happened, we went learned Reiki. Another thing happened, we went learned Angelic Healing. Another thing happened, we learned psychic mediumship. So like that, this has been our spiritual journey for the last about 15 odd years. Going through shit and then going deeper. And I'm very fortunate to have Manpreet as my wife because we are together on this journey and we hold each other strong. We hold space for each other. So I'm very fortunate to have her. But that's how I started. Maybe not even in this lifetime, maybe from previous. I have some thoughts on that, but that's for another video. But that's how I got into spirituality. Right? So a lot of people ask me, what's your purpose? Right? You talk a lot about spirituality, you talk about tech. What the heck are you trying to do? And I thought, what better way to talk about the purpose than to put it on the wall? That's success and spirituality. Right? Now, what is my purpose? Is to help you 100x your life using the principles of spirituality to succeed. And succeed at home and at work at the same time. Not one at a time. Not like कि अभी 5 साल जरा जॉब पे रगड़ लेते हैं, फैमिली को बाद में देखेंगे. Not that. दोनों साथ में होने चाहिए. And how do I know this? Because मैं यही फंडे अपनी लाइफ में भी अप्लाई करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. थोड़ा सक्सेसफुल होता है, कभी थोड़ा नहीं होता. It's a learning process. But the goal is, जो भी मैं सीख रहा हूँ, आपके साथ शेयर करूँ, so that hopefully इस YouTube फैमिली में, इस YouTube की दुनिया में अगर कोई एक ऐसा बंदा है जो इसे देख ले इन वीडियोस को एंड उसकी लाइफ में डेल्टा थोड़ा सा भी इम्पैक्ट आ जाए, आई थिंक ऑल दिस एफर्ट इज वर्थ इट. सो देन अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आल्सो आस्क मी, फंडा अच्छा लग रहा है, यूज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी टू सक्सीड एट वर्क एंड होम, साउंड्स वेरी कूल एंड ऑल दैट, राइट? बट हाउ द हेक डू यू एक्चुअली डू इट? करते कैसे हैं ये? And the only way to do it, in my experience, is first to go inwards. First to go deep within yourself. Because all of us have had a different upbringing, have had different experiences in life, and there are certain things to heal. It could be from this lifetime, it could be from previous lifetime, it could be traumas, experiences, could be something. And a lot of times there are a lot of limiting beliefs in our mind saying, yaar, ye to na ho payega tere se. You will not be able to do this. So that's the algorithm of what I'm trying to do. First, go deep, solve all your issues, all your traumas, all your limiting beliefs, fix that. And as you're going deeper and peeling off each layer of the onion one by one, healing things one by one, keep going upper in vibrations and keep expanding yourself so that you know how to do things like the law of attraction, the manifestation, the secret. We are all operating at a certain frequency. And the frequency at which your mind and your thoughts operate, that's the frequency at which you attract things. You up your frequency, you attract more, better, higher things. You decrease your frequency, you attract more crap in life. How do you do this increase, decrease? By healing, by fixing things at a physical level, mind, body, soul level. That's a long answer to what I'm trying to do. That's the long algorithm. So another question which I get asked often is, you talk about a lot of things in the spiritual domain, right? How have you studied these things? Are there any certifications in this area at all? Have you done any of that? Can you talk about that a little bit? started off with Art of Living. Now, Art of Living is by Sri Ravi Shankar. You can have a look, and I'll put all of these things in the comments below so you can reference them. But I started off with Art of Living, doing Sudarshan Kriya, did a couple of levels of Art of Living, didn't do the Art of Living teacher course. I don't know why, I was too young, too naive then to understand the importance of that, but started off with Art of Living. That was my first exposure to anything spiritual. Then over the years, I have learned Reiki. At one point, I used to do it professionally also. I've learned Reiki level 1, 2 and 3. Now, what is Reiki? Fundamentally, if you Google Reiki, they will tell you that it's a healing technique. It's a technique by which you can channelize energy, which can be used to heal physical elements primarily on yourself, and then you can use it to heal others using the power or the energy of the hands. Now, you as a person, I am not generating any energy because I am not an energy generator machine. I'm not that. What all I'm doing is learn certain techniques to direct the energy out there in the universe onto a particular organ or a particular area space, and that's all I'm doing. So channelizing the energy which is out there onto a specific part of the body to heal certain issues there. That's what you would read about Reiki at the first glance if you just do some Google search. If you go deeper, you will learn that this is a very, very powerful technique, and because you are dealing with energy, and energy can be does not have a concept of space or time. So healing or Reiki can be done across space and time, which means if I learn certain techniques, I can send Reiki sitting in India to you in the UK, in the US, wherever in the world you are. It doesn't matter. That's one deeper aspect of Reiki. Another deeper aspect of Reiki is how you can program Reiki. Just like you can do programming in any software language, the same way, let's say I have an interview Monday morning 10 o'clock. I can program the energy to come to me Monday morning 10 to 12, where my interview is happening, where I'm doing a customer presentation, where I have an important board meeting. I can program it to come to me at that point so that I feel more confident to be able to get into that meeting, get into whatever situation you're getting into. So Reiki is a programmable technique which you can learn. But if somebody is interested in this thing, I'm certified to teach Reiki as well. Then another thing that I learned along the way is something called Angelic Healing. What is that? It is said that each one of us has angels around us. Whether we know it or not, whether we believe it or not, we all have them. ऐसा कभी होता है ना कि आपको सडनली लगता है कि यार आज ना ऑफिस इस रास्ते से नहीं, यहाँ से जाना चाहिए. There's a slight whisper in your ear. There's something in your head which says, don't do this today, do this tomorrow. Maybe those are your angels whispering. You don't know that because you're not conscious about it. So angelic healing is a way in which you can learn on how to communicate with angels. And then there are angels for specific purposes in life. You can seek help, and it's a beautiful thing to learn because you know then how to communicate with these higher masters, ascended masters who come as angels. So that's the other thing that I learned. Then I learned something called psychic mediumship. What is that? Mediumship is where you learn the ability to communicate with people who have passed on, who have died, but they exist today as spirits in the world. So there is a way, there is a science where you can learn that art and science of how to communicate with the spirit. It's called psychic mediumship. You can look it up on Google. It's a well-known science out there. So I learned that. Then I learned about channeling. What is channeling? Channeling is a way in which you can tune your frequency to receive messages from the higher masters, from the ascended masters, from the universe. So it is said that the universe is transmitting messages all the time. It's like the 93.5 frequency of radio, FM. Radio is always on at that frequency. Now all you have to do is to tune your radio onto 93.5 and you will start listening to that song. That's all I have learned on how to tune myself onto a particular frequency so that I can receive messages from the outside world, from the higher masters. And then I also did a 1-year course in expansion of psychic abilities from the British Association of Studies of Spirituality. So these are some of the things that I have learned in the last about 10 to 15 years. So another question which I get asked very often is कि मैंने तो कभी मेडिटेट किया ही नहीं, मुझे तो मेडिटेशन कैसे करनी है वो पता ही नहीं है, मुझे स्पिरिचुअलिटी का zero knowledge है. Where do I start from? Right? And there are various ways in which this question can be answered. If you look up on Google on how to start meditating or how to do spirituality, you'll get a ton of videos out there. My way of answering this question is to fundamentally challenge you. When you say, I have never meditated in my life, I am here to challenge you on that subject. Because my answer to that is, my dear friend, you are meditating all the time. Just that you are not aware about it. You are not consciously meditating. But subconsciously, if you are awake for 14-15 hours in a day, I can guarantee you that out of 14 and a half hours, you are meditating. आओ बताता हूँ, समझाता हूँ. I'll explain. So, even right now, as you're watching this video, in parallel, you are either thinking about something that happened yesterday, 2 years back, 5 years back, or you are thinking about something after 5 minutes, tomorrow, in 2 years. I'll repeat that. As you are seeing this video, जैसे तुम ये वीडियो देख रहे हो, इसके साथ साथ in parallel, your mind is either thinking about something in the past or thinking about something in the future. Do you agree? Now, if that is the case, that means you are in parallel thinking either past or future, which means that you are already meditating on something. All meditation teaches you is to come back from the future, come back from the past in the present moment. That's all meditation is. That you can go here, but come back. It's not that you won't go, because we are humans, right? We will go. But this is the present moment, this shift will not be for 2 hours, 3 hours. Gradually, this shift will be for half an hour, for 5 minutes, for 5 seconds. And that's what meditation is all about. Staying in the present moment. That's what meditation teaches you. Now, this is a slightly philosophical answer. For all you bloody analytical minds out there, I've created a mind map, because why not, right? That's the only way my brain works, and that's the only way, the most effective way to understand that. I've actually created a meditation flow chart, which I will attach on this video. Feel free to download it and see what is an algorithm to start meditation and to start going deeper within yourself. So that as you go deep, as you start healing yourself on the mind, body and soul level, you can automatically start raising your vibrations and use the principles of spirituality to succeed in life. So another question that I get asked often is, how is spirituality and workforce related? How can I use the principles of spirituality to succeed at work? And specifically for software engineers, how is spirituality relevant? It's a great question. And the answer depends on what level of experience you are at. If you're a student, if you have 2, 3, 4 years experience, if you have 10 years experience, 15 years experience, 20-year plus experience, the magnitude of the answer varies, but the principles remain the same. Let me explain. If you're a student, then your use of spirituality is to stay upbeat, is to stay excited in life, so that you can do a decent enough job in college and you can have fun. Because that's all you care about at that time. You want to have a bloody good time, right? So spirituality will give you that mental space where you're not constantly being troubled by peers, by, this guy got a job here, that guy got a job here, he has 2 girlfriends, I have only half of it. You're not troubled by all of that, right? You are in a safe space in your head and you're doing decently well in your college, you're doing whatever you want to do, you're exploring things and you're having fun while doing it. That's the benefit of using spirituality as a student. Now, as somebody who's just started working, maybe 1 or 2, 3 years, spirituality gives you the peace of mind that everything's going to be okay. Maybe you're feeling a little intimidated at work, you're not being able to understand what to do, how to do, there is so much to learn. I am not staying at my hometown, I've moved out to another city, another country, I don't have friends. How the heck will I deal with all of this? The food is not mine. You're dealing with all those things. So spirituality will give you that peace of mind. Now, if you are about, let's say, 8, 10 years experience, then all of this pretty much is settled. Maybe you got married, life has happened along the way. You're looking at a decent career. Then spirituality brings you the stability of mind to help you focus on what you need to focus at this point. Whether it's career, whether it's family, whether it's passion, whether it's all of this, it gives you that focus because now is the time where you've built the fundamentals in the past 5, 6 years, 10 years. Now is the time when you need to build that building on top. And that needs focus and dedication. And meditation spirituality will give you that. Now, if you are in the 10 plus 15 years bracket, then spirituality will teach you on how to interact with people, how to exert influence on people, not by force, not by stick or carrot, but by using the principles of spirituality. Your progress in your career is defined by your ability to positively influence people. And as you go higher up, that increases. So positively influence people or have laser sharp focus on one thing, which is if you are in the people space, then people manager or that kind of thing. If you get into leadership, then it's all people. If you're more tech focused, then you need laser sharp focus and go really deep inside tech. So spirituality will help you focus. If you are in the 20 plus area, 20 plus years experience, you've done some shit in life, your family's at a certain space, now you're really looking to extrapolate your career because you have 10 more years of play. That's the place where spirituality can really take your graph exponentially high, all the way up. Whether it's money, whether it's becoming the C-level, whether it's doing something fundamentally great in your tech stack, whether it is creating patents, any of that, spirituality will give you the grounding that you need right now to then do a leapfrog in your career. So that's how spirituality is relevant to software. How is spirituality relevant to DevOps? Now, DevOps as a specific area is very different from any other workforce, because that's an area where as you grow higher, your ability to increase, your ability to influence people has to radically increase, because that's how DevOps transformations succeed. Because when you have to transform an organization at scale, across groups, across teams, across countries, you're talking about dealing with very, very fragile egos. And to deal with those egos, which are the managers, the C-levels, the people who have big teams across multiple countries, you need a certain level of finesse, which is not coming from technology strength. It is the softer skills. उसको मैं और एक्सपोनेट कर दूं तो it's coming from spirituality. So you need spirituality to be able to do DevOps at scale. And this is one topic that I'm very, very passionate about, and I've been doing some talks and conferences as well on why you need spirituality to succeed at DevOps at scale. I am associated with a group called the Tranquility. We are based in UK, and I am very, very fortunate to be in the core team of the Tranquility. And what we do is, our goal is stated as expansion of human consciousness. What does that mean? Exactly what I've been describing in this whole video. To expand your level of consciousness of the human beings to a whole different level. Right now, in alignment with this goal, we do a lot of online workshops, we do a lot of seminars, we do some one-on-one coachings as well, and we are doing a very, very special system of retreats also. Now, we did the first retreat last year in October, that was in Switzerland. Our second retreat is happening in the first week of April, from the 3rd to the 9th of April in India, in the south of India, in a city called Munnar. What are we going to do in this retreat? It's a 7-day residential retreat where we stay in a 5-star property, where all you have to do is land up at Kochi airport. We'll pick you up from there, take care of you for 7 days, open up your brain, fix up your brain, rewire your brain, close it up again, stitch it up again, nice and easy, and then after 7 days, return you back to Kochi airport. That's essentially what the plan for the retreat is, right? I will pin the retreat website in the video description. You can go have a look. But if you are even remotely serious about spirituality and using the principles of spirituality to succeed at your job and at your home, this is the place to be. 7 days to completely reprogram the way you think, rewire your brain, heal any issues that you might be going through at the mind, body and spirit level, and come out armed with tools and techniques to be able to go to a whole different level. Along the way, I've also managed to write a book on this, Spirituality and Success, a guide to using spirituality for success at home and work. Now, this book is a channeled book. What does that mean? I have not written this book. All I did was to sit in meditation for about a month and a half, and I would just do my meditation, come back, sit on the laptop and type. And sometimes it was 5 minutes, sometimes it was 20 minutes, sometimes it was an hour. And the words would come through me and I would just type. And that's how this book has been created. That's why it's a channeled book. Hope this video made sense. As you can see, it was straight from the heart, totally unscripted, and totally dedicated to the cause of increasing human consciousness. If any part of this made sense to you and you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on TopMate. I will put that link also in the description. We can have a discussion about things that you want to know more about, you are excited about, you want to learn. Happy to talk about it. And the only goal of doing this video is not to, even be vaguely pompous about things that, hey, I know this and I know this. That's not the goal at all. The goal is to put myself out there in the way that I want to be seen and presented, and to be able to share with you of the little bit of wisdom that has been bestowed upon me. I've been fortunate enough to be able to be in that position, so that even if one person can see this video and say, yes, this made sense, I would want to know more, then the whole effort of doing this YouTube channel would be worth it. I'll see you out there, and leave a comment on what you thought about this video, and I'll hope to see you again.